Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ritter Arena as we're getting ready to start our evening session here, day number 1 from Minneapolis. We got two of the league's best going at it in our first game of the evening session. The North American Hockey Academy out of Stowe, Vermont, going up against Chicago Young Americans. This North American Hockey Academy, a team that won the championship a year ago and sits atop the standings with 31 points right now, 14 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. Chicago Young Americans coming into it, 26 points, a very good season as well, 12 wins and 4 losses. And it looks like the Chicago Young American bench is ready for this one, and the puck drops. And it's going to go into Chicago's zone. NAHA takes over, and they're going to put on some early pressure. Drop down behind the goal, now into the corner, tapped up off the board. From the point, runs into some traffic, and Chicago will now take it. So Chicago going to try and push up the other way, turnover, but luckily finds a blade of a Chicago player. And they avoid a little bit of disaster there in the early going. Collision behind the net. Chicago's first opportunity on offense here. Drop back in the circle to the corner, poked away. And NAHA will take it down to the other side. They're going to switch things up. Held up now here at the half wall, poked. And Chicago looks to control it off a little battle on the far wall. Comes out to NAHA. They'll keep it in. They'll play at the point, skate in. And deflected off some traffic right out in front of the net. Looks to be Klitschko in net number 53 for the Chicago Young Americans. Nice passing from NAHA. It's an opportunity out in front. But the puck behind the net with Chicago now. Kubacek takes it. She twirls around, keeps control. Tries to find a teammate at center ice, turnover. And now NAHA gets a chance to come the other way, although Chicago's got number back. NAHA plays with it along the half wall, tapped around, hits the official. Tapped around again. Now NAHA with it, an opportunity right on the crease. And that's going to be a goal. NAHA gets on the board early in this one. Just about 2 minutes into it, right on the doorstep. And it looks to be number 17. That is Callie Forsberg. I think she'll get credit with the goal. That'll be her 3rd on the year. So great start for NAHA here in our first game in the evening session. NAHA wins the face-off after the early goal and skated into the Chicago zone. Not cleared by Chicago. Play with it in the corner, tapped along the wall. Liberty tries to get his stick in for Chicago, dumped down, and NAHA will just switch things up. Chicago trying to work something here. They'll dump it in. NAHA with control. Cross-ice pass doesn't connect. Pass towards the middle, tapped away. And the league leaders will get the puck once again. Past the center ice, carried over now, onside. Puck dumped in, found its way all the way to Klitschko. She knocks it to the side. And Chicago will try and charge up ice. Good pass to the center, now right on one with the goalie. And save made. I believe that's Callie Cronish in net for NAHA. Very good goaltender, and I believe she is committed to play her hockey nearby at the University of Wisconsin. And her numbers are pretty impressive this year. Goal against average under 2 coming into this weekend. Shot knocked down in front, and NAHA is going to be content to just clear it away. Only found its way to center ice, and NAHA caught out a little bit on the line change. Some stick handling out in front. But I think Kronish able to poke it away. So early action here in this one. NAHA already leading it 1-0, 4 minutes in. Into the corner. Chicago finding their legs a little bit. Shines to center ice. Shines gets it back. Shines skating with it. Looking to the slot. Nobody home. And Chicago will reset. Finnegan, errant pass, doesn't find anybody. Good opportunity, takes a deflection. And Haley Klitschko there to glove it out of the air even after it looked like it hit another Chicago stick. So face-off on the dot to the right of Klitschko. Initially controlled by Chicago, but NAHA keeps it in the zone. Another deflection out in front, turned aside by the Chicago netminder. Into the corner. Played around a little bit. And nearly given away, but Chicago will retain it. Good pass up the center ice. Thompson with it now, tries to make a player miss, can't do so. Chicago able to keep it in. And tapped away. Playing our games this weekend at both Mariucci and Ritter Arena. Ritter, of course, the smaller of the ice sheets. This one only 85 feet wide, I should say, where Mariucci, the Olympic size, goes 100 feet wide. Interesting to see how these teams fare on the different sheets here this weekend, as the teams usually get an opportunity to play on both. We'll take a look at how these teams fared earlier today with NAHA facing off against Ottawa. They tied 3-3. Ottawa, number 2 in this league as far as points go, and they can really put the puck in the net. They got 3 in that earlier game today, and they've got about 85 goals on the season, by far the leading scorers in this division. Back to the action here. Chicago trying to break the other way, carried in onside. And we're going to have a whistle, and I believe it's going to be a tripping call, as we'll have our first power play. It's going to be Chicago on the power play, as number 2, Via Graves, is going to go to the penalty box for NAHA. So with 14:10 left to go here, period number 1, we're going to see Chicago with the advantage. Chicago wins the face-off, can't quite keep it in bounds, and the 2 defenders had to converge, so an odd rush, made a chance for a shorthanded goal. Klitschko, though, comes up big with the save and keeps it 1-0. Chicago now brings it down to the other end, and looks like attempted to clear, flips it up into their own bench. Hope everybody's all right. I think they are. We'll have a stoppage and a face-off as the puck went out of play. That was Mara Wagner with that shorthanded rush there a moment ago on Haley Klitschko. Klitschko shutting the door, though. And Chicago will keep the advantage for another minute and a half. Working it around. Down to the circle, back up to the point. Shot from distance, deflected in front, but turned aside by Kronish. Chicago getting some good opportunities here with the advantage. Their first look on the power play. They'll keep it. Now skated down low, behind the net, centering. But Kronish there with the pad to the ice. And nothing doing for Chicago. Cleared out by Klitschko, a little dangerous. But eventually controlled by Chicago, and I think we'll have another. That we might have a penalty, but it looks like the net came off. And that is going to be the stoppage. We'll have a face-off down in the Chicago zone. It's a good opportunity here for NAHA to kill a little bit of this penalty. 45 seconds left to go. Shot, quick shot. Klitschko with the save. Klitschko getting a lot of action here early. Already with about a half dozen saves or so. Chicago's going to keep it in. From the point, Weiss with the shot. Goes off to the left. Kept in. We'll see if Chicago can do anything. 24 seconds now and counting left to go in the power play. Weiss is going to have it alone on the left side from the circle. Gets it into the front of the net. Tipped. And out to safety. Weiss again. Tipped again. That one goes up over the crossbar. I don't know if Kronish would have stopped that. Chicago working it around again, getting a lot of shots here on the power play, which now concluded. Another stop in front by Kronish. Puck sent down and we'll have an icing. So Kronish, a lot of heat during that power play for Chicago, but nothing troubling her too much. And she'll keep it clean. The icing brings the puck back down, and the faceoff will be to Kronish's left. Chicago looking to keep up the pressure. Under 12 minutes now left to go here in the opening period. Kronish sees that one the whole way. Steers it wide. NAHA with an odd rush. Skated in right in front, and that one crossed the line before the net came loose. And it looks to be number 23. That's Annabelle Lacombe. She's on the end of that one and racing up the wing. Number 15, Leah Marino, got it all started. The Robert Morris commit doing the dirty work. But it's Lacombe in the right spot. And after surviving the penalty kill, NAHA goes down the other end, scores, and makes it 2-0 here. And that's not what you want if you're Chicago. Chicago did a nice job, nice couple minutes there with the penalty as well. That certainly helped, but putting pressure on kind of before that, but nothing doing. And puck takes a funny bounce. Klitschko is going to have to put a lid on it, and we'll have a face-off. So we talked about NAHA in their first game, tying 3-3 with Ottawa. The Chicago team ended up losing in overtime, I believe, to Boston earlier, 4-3. I think they had the lead in that one. A lot of scoring in the second, third period in that earlier game for Chicago. Unfortunately, came in on the losing end. It would have been a nice win for them as they're right up there with the league leaders in points, just 5 behind this NAHA team. They find themselves behind by 2 goals, and we've got a delayed penalty. So things might get worse here for Chicago, and NAHA's going to get a little extra power play time here if they can control the puck, but careless turnover, that'll be touched, and play will be stopped. As Mary Jane Alexander, number 44, heads to the penalty box. She came into the weekend 6 minutes in the bin of sin. Going to add to that with a couple here. And NAHA, who's killed 2 penalties, gets a chance to try out their power play for the first time. 10.5 left to go here, opening period. First game of the evening session here, day number 1 in Minneapolis. JWHL action. I am Sam Erickson. So glad I could call all the action here this evening for you. Dump down. NAHA is going to try and set things up here from the point. Switches over. Shot from distance. Tipped in front. Didn't get any elevation on it. And what a reaction from Klitschko. Stuck out that left side pad. And another big save for number 53 in blue. This is going to be a tough stretch here. 1:15 left to go in the power play. See if Chicago can hold on. Bryce to take the faceoff, kicks it back, wins it for NAHA. Bouncing puck goes wide to the right, and Chicago's going to run it out of the zone. Almost get the shorthanded attack, but will run some precious seconds off nonetheless. Going to try and keep possession in NAHA territory. NAHA with no real shots here on the power play. There's one turned aside. Skating right in on that. Nobody home, though, in the slot. As nobody from the Chicago defense stepped up there, and that was nearly a one-on-one opportunity with the goalie. No good angle, but nothing came of it. About 15 seconds left to go in the NAHA power play here, leading 2-0. Chicago will fling it down the length of the ice, and I think that'll just about do it for the power play. So both teams doing a nice job here on the penalty kill early going. Puck along the boards, tapped. And must have got out of play. Made a contact with a stick there down on the bench perhaps. We'll have a face-off right outside the Chicago zone. Battle for it. Chicago will win it. Skate back. And nice pass up to Shines. Shines will turn it over, and NAHA will get an opportunity. 2-on-2 here. Shot and save from Klitschko. So far, Chicago being a little careless with the puck in their own zone and center ice, leading to some of these NAHA opportunities. Face-off won by Chicago. Bounced around up to the blue line. Shot fired in. Not sure if it found its way to Klitschko. Flipped up ahead. Cotton taken in. Around the net. Tries a little wraparound. Nothing doing. As Cronus kept the door closed. NAHA now with an opportunity. 2-on-4. Rest of NAHA is switching things up there. Now they're skating on. Puck kept on. Took a deflection. Not sure where it is. Ends up behind the net. Into the corner. Still battling, skating towards the middle of the net, dropped in front, Klitschko screen, and boy, how did she glove that one? As that may have found the back of the net, if it wasn't for Haley Klitschko grabbing that out of midair. Klitschko credited right now with 7 saves. NAHA 9 shots on goal. A little collision along the board. There's a turnover. Unfortunately, Chicago going the wrong way. Gave it right back. Skated in from the circle. Again, right on the doorstep. Klitschko able to get the body down. And the puck is still alive. Oh, wanted to shoot it from the point, but had to drop it low. Dropped low again into the corner. Now in the opposite corner, skated out back towards the point, kept in. Had to get rid of it quick, went straight to a Chicago blade. Chicago can't do anything with it. NAHA keeps it in their end. Good energy from NAHA. Chicago still unable to clear. As it looks like the ladies from Stowe, Vermont are just the first to all these 50-50 pucks right now. And it's reflected by that 2-0 score. As under 6 minutes here left to go in the opening period. Both these teams looking for their first win here this weekend. Both with one game under their belt earlier today. Now rattle all the way down. That will be an icing, and we'll have our first stoppage in quite some time. But unfortunately for Chicago, the faceoff will be down in their end. And it looks like NAHA will keep up the pressure. Face-off won by Emma Woodrich, number 27 for NAHA. Leading scorer came into the weekend with 32 points. She wears the captain C on her sweater. Turnover, but yep, it had to be left alone. So it would have been offside. Chicago onside here. So one player tries to take on two, and now gets some help. Still a battle for it. Referee skips out of the way, and NAHA charges the other direction. They're going to switch. Well, a few will switch. Nice stick handling, good moves, right in on Klitschko. One save, two saves, three saves. Haley Klitschko, nice stop after an incredible move. On the left-hand side, just ghosting past defenders, but nothing to show for it. As it remains 2-0, Chicago finally going to have some time with the puck in the opposite end. Good deflection out front. That one falls kindly to a Chicago player. Nothing doing there. Another wind up. And NAHA does a nice job getting bodies in front of Cronish to keep Chicago off the board. Good action here in the opening period of this one. We thought this would be a good game. A couple of the league's best going at it. And errant turnover by Chicago in their own zone yet again. Behind the net, looking for something right in front. Batted down. Played off the wall. Not sure if it stayed in. Looks like it. Now it'll come out. Just to make sure, NAHA turns back, resets, stays on. Battle one, Woodrich center, and that, I think, took a deflection. Otherwise, that would have gone in. Goes wide. Woodrich now just takes it herself. What a wrister. And that just goes high and wide to the right. Boy, Woodrich left all alone to skate right in, and she's got 32 points coming into the weekend. I think you want to put a body on her. That one found its way to Klitschko, and she's got to nudge it wide. NAHA again, player wide open. Chicago defense looking a little disjointed. Backhand, Klitschko pokes away with the stick. Player down in front. Chicago flips it up. Can't get it out. They'll send it around. And might have an opportunity to get it out of the zone. They do. But quickly goes back to the girls in white. Drop down. And that'll come all the way back. Chicago with an opportunity now. Blocker save from Cronish. Out in front. Boy, Cronish, you can see why this girl is playing some good hockey. A 1.15 goals against average coming into the weekend. That's pretty incredible. I had to double take looking at that. 8-1-1 record. That turnover led to a huge opportunity for Chicago, but Cronish was equal to the chance with the blocker save. Looks like Klitschko's going to have to come out and meet this one. A little unsure of what to do. But it gets played to safety. Chicago holds it now. Kubacek Chicago with it in. NAHA, nice shape on their defenses. Nothing really there for Chicago. Now Wutrich coming up the other end, centering pass, nobody home. Wutrich in the corner. Oh, and if not for a leg, that might have found somebody in front. Battle here near side corner, trickles out. Good entry pass, nothing doing there. Under a minute, 30 seconds now left to go here. First period, 2-0 NAHA leads. Shot from the point, and that is going to be gloved by Kronish. Shot from the point was Adelaide Budlington for Chicago. And we're ready to do it again. So NAHA looks to maybe put one more on the board. Klitschko with the easy save. 10 seconds now. And goes into the corner, a little battle for it. And I think that's how this period is going to end up here. And there it is. The horn sounds after one. It is NAHA 2, Chicago 0. And we're starting to see why this North American Hockey Academy is one of the league's best here on top of the division with 31 points. And looking for their first win this weekend after tying with Ottawa earlier today. That was here at Ritter Arena. It was a 3-3 tie and went to overtime. Nobody got the overtime winner. Taking a look here at the scoring summary from that game earlier. And for NAHA, getting on the score sheet, Leah Marino notched a goal. I believe she picked up an assist here on the second goal in the first period. Got one right away, did NAHA, about 2 minutes in to make it 1-0. And about 8 minutes later, added to that to make it 2-0. 14 shots on net. Although I think scorekeeper maybe missed a couple of those. Klitschko had a lot of action in that first period. She's very good herself. Where's the C for the Chicago team? Didn't get a lot of help from her defense in that opening period, but did a lot herself. Very nice saves. Unfortunately, she's got to go against arguably the league's best netminder, Cami Kronish, who right now working with the shutout. That game earlier against Ottawa. Kronish did not play in that one, in which NAHA surrendered 3 goals. So interesting, Ottawa, one of the league's top scoring teams. In fact, the top scoring team netted 3. I was wondering if Kronish faced them. She did not. And it ended up a 3-3 tie. Well, Kronish shutting the door so far here. And we are underway, second period. And NAHA keeping the pressure on again. Played towards the middle. And turned over. Odd numbers here for NAHA. Shot. And Klitschko makes the save. So everybody will switch it up after 30 seconds gone by, period 2. Mentioned NAHA had 14 shots in that first period. Chicago with 10 shots. Shot from the point, attempted to be deflected out front. Nobody knows where the puck is. Eventually finds its way to Chicago. Klitschko was really moving her feet. Nobody really knew where it was. I'm sure she didn't. I didn't. As she was screened a little bit out front. Nifty puck movement for Chicago as they dump it in. Right behind the net now, battle for it. And NAHA will come away with it. We talk about NAHA, the North American Hockey Academy out of Stowe, Vermont. So you see a lot of these girls committed to schools in the Northeast. We did mention goalkeeper Kronish headed to Wisconsin. So as a Gopher fan, don't like to hear that, especially how well she appears to be playing. But great opportunity, and I guess I can wish her the best of luck in the future. She'll probably get familiar with this Ritter Arena if all goes right for Kronish at Wisconsin. Budlington kicks it out. Tough to control, and now Woodrich gets it for NAHA. They'll keep it in the zone. That gets to Klitschko. Klitschko can't kill it. Flipped up. Popped up over Klitschko, and I believe it was Woodrich. It was. And that'll make it 3 to NAHA. So he said Woodrich leading this NAHA team in points coming into the weekend with 32. It's 14 goals and 18 assists. Don't think she got on the score sheet earlier today. And so, yeah, that will be her 33rd point on the season and goal number 15. So the captain for NAHA plays her part. 3-0 here with 17:45 left to go, period 2. NAHA looking very, very good in their second game here in Minneapolis. You mentioned Chicago losing to Boston. What was a back-and-forth game this morning? Another good opportunity to turn to the side. And that big bump, and I think we got a penalty coming, and we do. Roughing penalty, and NAHA will go to the penalty box. So after taking that 3-0 lead, Chicago going to get a good chance to get one back here with the advantage for a couple minutes. And heading to the box, number 26, Sydney Fess. Fess has spent 16 minutes in the box coming into the weekend, so she'll add to that tally. And I believe this is going to be the third time we see Chicago on the power play. Center pass, nobody there. Chicago able to keep it in. They'll work it around near side. On the outside of the circle there. To the other circle, across the face of the goal. But high and wide, it'll rattle around the boards and go all the way down. Dropped out just out of the reach of Buddington. NAHA controls and dumps down. About a minute left to go in the power play. Long pass intercepted. NAHA, and refs say they're on, but just touched in and switched up. Chicago will regroup and see if they can get a couple shots here in the later stages of this penalty. They'll have to hold it up as they get back on. They were close to having 6 on the ice there. Turned in, nothing doing. Now under 30 seconds left to go in the power play. Chicago hasn't registered a shot on goal here in this power play. Had one, went wide, but didn't hit anything. Zenstein drops it down in front. Deflected around. Another centering pass. And it looks like it hit off a NAHA leg. Count down the power play, and right out of the box comes Fess, and it's poked away. Now right at the doorstep, I think Klitschko had it covered, but was waiting for somebody to pick it up. Luckily, it was a friendly face. Now turned over again, whiffed on. NAHA with it at center ice, into the zone, poked away and all the way back to their own blue line. Don't know a whole lot about it. Picked up by Chicago onto the backhand, but can't get it onto the tape. And it just floats away. Against the corner, out in front again, another attempt at a backhand. But good sticks disrupting for NAHA. Now into the offensive zone. Around the net, picked up by Chicago, carried in. And they like to charge off that side. They've been really just going for it. They're attacking on the wing. Kronish able to handle that. Long shot all the way to Kronish. Thinks she saved it with the stick. As she had a screen in front. Don't know if she knew a whole lot about it. Bounced off the wall. And bounced off a wall again. This time by Chicago. They'll carry it. Got to slow it up. Then they'll just dump to make sure they stay onside. Big deflection, looping puck. Pull, trying to make somebody miss, kept in by NAHA. Battle for it right along the blue line. Few players. Woodrich now back on the ice. Will keep it for the North American Hockey Academy. Woodrich gets it again. Got the third goal a little bit earlier here in the second period. That one not handled. NAHA will reset. Rister. That one had some venom to it, but shot right at Haley Klitschko, and she'll pick up another save. Pull now for Chicago. Rides the defender on the board. Still has the puck, but eventually she'll lose out. And it'll be taken the other way by Mara Wagner. Wagner with it still here on the left side of the ice rink. She'll drop down. Shot from the point, deflected in front, and goes wide. A couple players tumble into the corner, no call. Pull, nifty stick work to get free. Catherine Pull going to have to win a battle that she can't win as NAHA takes it away. Chicago player spun around, but able to find the puck after the merry-go-round ride. Battle again. Thompson loses out. Oh, Thompson almost got it in an advanced position, but NAHA able to recover. And they'll take it in on offense. Into the corner. Centering out in front. Tempted backhand. Klitschko doesn't know where it is. Can't ice it. And eventually she'll touch it down. There's a scramble out in front. So exactly 11 minutes left to go on the clock here in period number 2. NAHA getting a third goal here in the second period. That one courtesy of Emma Woodrich. Woodrich committed to Boston University, where she'll be heading next year. As I mentioned, this NAHA team from Stowe, Vermont. It's a lot of northeastern United States connections. A few girls going to Robert Morris, and looks like Woodridge will be joined at Boston University by teammate Kaylee Donnelly. And both Donnelly and Woodridge are going to have to go against teammate Sydney Fess at Boston College in a few years, although Fess, the class of 2020 here, so one of the younger players. Whereas Woodridge will be moving on next year. There's an opportunity out in front, and Klitschko dives on it. Another local connection here, though, from the team from Stowe, Vermont, as Callie Forsberg of the class of 2020. It looks like she'll be headed to Bemidji State here in Minnesota. JWHL, obviously a great opportunity for these girls to travel all over the U.S. and Canada. Turnover deep in the zone. Klitschko there for the save, as it was Kaylee Donnelly, that Boston University commit, pouncing on the opportunity, but Klitschko there for the save, and that's number 21 already through a period and a half for number 53 in net for Chicago. Draw won by the Young Americans. Another turnover. Donnelly with it. Donnelly skates. That one can't get its way through. Donnelly just throws it towards the goal. Liberty taps it ahead. Chicago's on, but it goes to NAHA. A big collision along the wall. Thurman can't win the battle. Shot just inside the blue line. Turned away by Klitschko. Easy for her, as that was Annabelle Lacombe. Lacombe with one of the goals here, number 23 in white. That one misses everybody. Waved off by the referee, and will continue to play under 10 minutes here in the second period. NAHA leading it 3-0. Seinstein flings it over. From the other point, it gets sent in. Maybe would have gone over the net, but Kronish decides to stand tall and make the save. Flip up. That hits the crossbar, I believe, and comes back out. And nearly got one past Kronish. What a metal save for the NAHA netminder. That one flipped in and easily steered away by Haley Klitschko. So far, only one shot on goal here, second period for Chicago, and a slew of shots for NAHA. Only one goal, though, so far here in this second period. 8:32 left to go. And it's NAHA leading 3-0. Helenka Bryce is going to take the draw here, going against Shea Maloney of Chicago. And Maloney wins it for the Young Americans. That one flubbed a little bit and turned over. Rouse goes ahead now. Dropped back as Bryce couldn't find a teammate. Andrick carries it ahead. Center. Kronish there to put a stick to it. That one shot, but doesn't get through. Nice drop pass. Shea Maloney carrying. Rouse can't control it, but she'll chase it back down. Now goes up ahead. This is number 7, Darcy Joel. Oh, and giveaway once again, and that's Going to be put into the back of the net, number 17, Callie Forsberg, the Bemidji State recruit. And pounces on the opportunity pretty much is given to her by Chicago. And another careless turnover leads to a NAHA goal, and it's a 4-0 lead. Talked about this NAHA team with 31 points coming into the weekend. They have lost twice, but only 2 losses though in their 18-19 games. One of those losses was to the Chicago team. However, that was way back on the opening weekend of the season on October 8th in Buffalo, New York. So we'll have another stoppage. Cronish, shuts the door. It was a 4-2 final. These teams have met again in December at Ridley College, with Chicago losing that one 3-2. So far split the season series. But it looks to be all NAHA here in this one. The commanding 4-0 lead. And definitely controlling the shots on goal as well. That win over NAHA for Chicago, able to muster 38 shots against Cronish. I don't think they're going to be able to equal that here. Klitschko actually faced less shots to Cronish in that matchup. Right now, she is getting the harder of the 2 workloads. That one kept in, played back, but to nobody. Bryce can't find him, but he's still kept in now, though, for NAHA. Some nifty moves. Drop back, Donnelly, right in on net. I think it's wide. Hit some twine, but it was on the outside. And we'll have a face-off. Leah Marino, number 15, with a good opportunity. That one goes back to number 48. Sophie Holden, number 48, with that shot from the point. Marino can't do anything with it now. Giving up. Quick pass from Chicago, carried in on the right-hand side, going behind the net. Looking for something. And Andrick got herself one-on-one with the net for Chicago. Couldn't put it into goal, and the goal comes loose. It's going to be Shea Maloney taking the face-off for Chicago. She'll win it, but NAHA will eventually get it back, get it out of the zone, and played back in. Finnegan sweeps it back behind her own net. Now touched out of the zone. Shea Maloney giving chase. Knocked off the board. And Chicago will get it back. No call there. So I think the NAHA skater just fell on the ice. Incidental contact as Maddie Johnson went to the surface. And they are going to flag Johnson for a penalty, get her with a trip. And Chicago will get another chance on the power play. Excuse me, maybe they got her with the hook. Either way, it's going to be 2 minutes for Johnson and 2 minutes for Chicago with an advantage, trying to get one in here in the latter stages of the second period. But Emma Woodrich It's the odd rush. Chicago wants to just keep some possession. Dangerous cross-ice pass. Woodridge intercepts and dumps. Buddington goes cross-ice again. That one gets through. Shot from the circle. And I think we're going to have a face-off. And that goal came loose once again. Looked like Cronish did, I think, give up a rebound on that one. A tiny little rebound, but was able to shut the door on the second chance and keep it at 4-0. So Chicago with the extra skater for a minute 15. Drop back down, up to Ondrik. Ondrik from distance, nothing there. Feinstein can't keep it in. .40 seconds now in the power play. Good skating from Thompson. Thompson drops it on the doorstep. Nobody there. There was a player there, I should say. Cronish, though, was there as well for NAHA. Another centering pass, Thompson, and there's nothing Cronish can do about that. As the puck fell kindly to number 11. In blue for Chicago, wide open net. And that'll make it 4-1, the power play goal. Chicago able to convert. That one just came across the face of goal. And Thompson isn't going to miss from there. So that's got to feel good if you're Chicago. Getting one with the player advantage. And getting one back here, 4-1. This one's not done. 3 minutes left to go, second period. Chicago can get another one before the break. We've got ourselves a new hockey game. And we're going to have another penalty. And it is going to be on NAHA again, so getting a little careless here as Mara Wagner heads to the sin bin. And so with 2:45 left to go here, period two. Chicago again with a power play. And this could be a big stretch for both teams. Chicago going to have that advantage for almost the remainder of the period. Oh, good pressure. No call. NAHA able to just get it away as barreling down. Was Catherine Thurman. Thurman there with the backhand pass to Ondrik, who carries it into the zone. And we'll see if Chicago can set up some offense. Ondrik keeps a hold of the puck with some pressure. Zeinstein fires it in, deflected. I think it hit a NAHA player and went wide. Now Cronish tries to get it away with the stick. Battle for it. And she'll freeze it for the faceoff. So Chicago putting the heat on Cronish as of late. Only mustered one shot on goal for about the first half of the second period. Added 6 to that one, including the power play goal. Battle held in. Chicago looking to work it around. A minute left to go in the power play. Buddington keeps it in. Sweeps down behind the net. Into the center. Buddington now with it in the slot. Deflected wide. Boy, that had some eyes. Buddington gets it back again. She looked to load up. Decides to dish it off. Skating around, dropped. Kubacek skates, drops. Worked around. Buddington got a pass. Good cross ice pass. Good defensive shape from NAHA, as there's now 20 seconds left to go in the power play. NAHA doing a great job, being very disciplined here on the penalty kill, not allowing anything through to even find Cronish. As I mentioned, Cronish coming into the weekend with a 1.15 goals against average. The power play counting down. And Wagner out of the penalty box. She's coming out with a head of steam. Good job by Chicago to keep it in the zone. Buddington fires, deflected. Now centered again. Still in from Chicago. Good spell here from Chicago. Thurman tries the backhand, nothing there. And I think the officials maybe missed a push in the back. As the Chicago player goes to the ice, no call. I want to be careful here with these penalties. Only goal they've given up was on the power play. 10 seconds now left to go in the period. That one just speculative, sent wide. That goes the length of the ice. The horn will sound before the icing call, and that will do it after 2 periods of play. NAHA leads it 4-1. Chicago gets 1, but NAHA gets 2 there in the period. And that's what leaves us with the 4-1 score. We are going to clean the sheet of ice before period number 3. Chicago able to get back into it with the goal there a little bit later on in the period to at least make things interesting here for the last period. We'll take a little break, and I'll be back with that 3rd period for you after the ice is clear. Stick save from Cami Kronish. And to center ice, Marino. That's high and wide. Welcome back. Third period action here, about 2.5 minutes in. As it's still 4-1 NAHA after the first 2 periods and early on here in the third. Chicago got that late goal in the second period to make it 4-1, where NAHA has netted 2 in both of the opening 2 periods. Chicago putting on good pressure, though, here early on, period number 3. They're liking this new clean sheet of ice. Center pass. And good pass from Ondrick. Broken stick out in front, unfortunately, for Chicago. And they're going to have to go to the bench. Stick is still out there. Ondrick with it. Now for Chicago. And what a shot. The slap shot finds its way past Kronish. And it's now 4-2 off the iron and into the back of the net. There she is, number 8. Madison Ondrick with the goal. She's one of the leading scorers here for this Chicago team. Madison Ondrick actually only registering her 3rd goal on the season, so the defender not much of a scorer. I misspoke there, just the way that shot went in. She looked pretty comfortable with it. Well, that halves the NAHA lead, so a team that once looked very comfortably in control, now only ahead by 2. Time is on their side, but Chicago is making this a whole different hockey game. Bloomer's going to face off against Bryce. Bloomer winning it. Kubacek can't find it, but Bloomer there to help out. Now a little tussle along the near side wall. Bloomer has it right around the blue line. Chicago controls it onside. Bloomer racing in on net. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Kronish in the last 15 minutes or so, I'm sure of it. Shot, that's wide. A team that was once outshot about 24 shots to 11. Chicago has turned that around, is now only being outshot 29-20. Playing a lot better hockey in the last period and a half or so. NAHA now with a chance on offense behind the net. Played around between a couple of teammates. Woodridge drops it back. That one thrown in on net, doesn't find anything. Wagner now carrying it across center ice. Wagner doesn't have numbers, tried to dump it at the net. And we'll have a delayed penalty on the trip. And that is going to go against number 68, Morgan Shines for Chicago. Shines has been in the box a few times this season. And that is not what Chicago needs right now after getting back into this one. Donnelly fires it wide. And a race for it now. Chicago nearly had a chance at a shorthanded rush. Kaylee Donnelly. Shea Maroney rides the challenge. I think she just slipped on the new slick ice. Marino plays it down. This is Bryce. Bryce from no angle. Got towards Klitschko, but she's able to freeze it. And we'll have a face-off. Both teams are going to switch things up a little bit here. It looks like Kubacek is going to take the face-off for Chicago, going against. Who wants it for NAHA? They're going to look towards the bench. That's Maddie Johnson, 44. She'll win it for NAHA. They'll keep it in the zone with the player advantage. Minute 15 left to go on the power play. And Chicago unable to clear. NAHA works it around. That one gets in, rattles around. Don't know how it didn't find the net. Not sure if it would have counted had it gone in. That takes a deflection, but steered away to safety. Johnson behind net. And another delayed call as we were going to have some 5-on-3 hockey. Woodrich, the extra skater on. Don't like to see that if you're Chicago. And they'll touch it. But for about 40 seconds, it is going to be a two-player advantage for NAHA. As the slash going against Zeinstein. And whatever slim chance Chicago had of maybe tying this one up is becoming even slimmer. And now they just got to hope they can hold on and keep NAHA out of the goal. Keep NAHA from scoring. So we're going to have a little timeout here. It looks like NAHA bench called for the timeout. So stoppage, 13:54 left to go in the hockey game, 4-2. North American Hockey Academy leading this one. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedules for these teams. And as far as Chicago goes, they have this one tonight. And they have 3 more then this weekend. 2 tomorrow. 7 a.m. they'll get going against New England Hockey Club. And then at 6 p.m. they'll return to action against the Washington Pride and then finish things out Sunday morning against Ridley. And on the other side, for NAHA, they played Ottawa to a tie earlier in the day. They had this one, of course. And then tomorrow they got Pacific in the morning, Balmoral Hall, 4 p.m. And that'll do it for their action here. So only 4 games this weekend for NAHA. NAHA came into the weekend with 19 games played. Chicago only 18 games played. So Chicago will pick up that extra game this weekend, playing 5 to NAHA's 4. Both teams looking for their first win. Looked to be all NAHA here for the first period and a half or so, but Chicago has slowly got their way back into it. But this should be an interesting spell with NAHA having 2 additional skaters for about, 30 seconds. Got another penalty. This one's going to go against NAHA, so there goes the 2-skater advantage. Both teams getting a little bit sloppy as the penalties are starting to fly here in the third period. I believe that's Wagner making her way to the box. And she's been in there once today already, I believe. Yeah, Mara Wagner going to Robert Morris in a year. A few of these girls on NAHA headed to Robert Morris. They're going to get a nice crop of talent over there on the East Coast. So a lot of penalty minutes up on the scoreboard here at Ritter Arena. And that one right on the doorstep, but Klitschko, I think, got enough of a pad to it to get it wide. Good stick work. And Klitschko able to at least force it wide. That one missed. Don't think she got a save to it. That one hits the outside netting. And now Boddington has to leave it for her teammate. She'll get it back. Touches it ahead. Not sure if Ondrick knew that was coming, but able to corral. Shea Maloney cuts inside. And that was a good-looking wrist shot. Kronish right on top of it, though. Excellent reaction, getting the blocker up to deny the opportunity. So we're at 4-on-4 here for about 30 seconds, and Chicago's only going to have a skater advantage for maybe 15 seconds. Once some of the dust settles from the 3 penalties all in close succession. Marino can't handle it on the far boards, goes back to Chicago, cross ice. Weiss doesn't pick it up, Kubacek does, drops to Weiss. Weiss sends it back, a little back and forth among teammates. Bloomer Good passing from Chicago, but not a whole lot of progression. Now they'll bring it in. Kubashik stops. Her stick breaks. And it wasn't her a few moments ago that had a stick break. Thought it was her again, but that was wrong. That was actually number 10 back on the ice here. But Chicago losing a few sticks here in the third period. Probably go through quite a few of those throughout this JWHL campaign. 11.5 minutes left to go. Nobody in the penalty box. And we're playing even strength hockey for at least a little while. Broken stick still down on the ice. Chicago able to keep it in the zone, trailing by 2. Kaufman loads up, wrist shot. And boy, Kronish can just see it a step ahead as she was ready for that one. Gloves it out of the air. And we'll have a face-off in the North American Hockey Academy zone. Looks like it'll be on the dot to the right of the NAHA goalie. 11:11 left to go, period 3, 4-2. League leaders on top. Looking to create even more of a gap between them and Chicago. Chicago currently sitting in 4th of this U-19 division of the JWHL. We're live in Minneapolis this weekend here from Ritter Arena for this one. As I mentioned earlier, teams will be playing on both Mariucci and Ritter Arena, as some of the action got me a little bit tripped up as Chicago nearly able to net one. NAHA with it. Into a corner, having to avoid the referee. Leah Marino into the slot. Gets it on to the left side, tries to shoot. And Haley Klitschko denies. Shea Maloney. Maloney tried to take on almost the entire NAHA team and nearly made her way through, but gave it up. Maloney with it. She'll throw it forward. The referee does a good job ducking out of the way. Now Ondrick in the corner, turns and looks for a teammate's got nobody, drops back to Weiss. Weiss switches it over, shot in, deflected. Out in front. And boy, I don't think Kronish knew a whole lot about it, but knew to stand tall, got a shoulder up to it, and got the stop. And you can see Chicago with time running down here having to be a little bit aggressive, and some of that aggressive play. It looks like aggressive play on both sides. Referees had enough and send 2 players who got tangled up to the box. It's number 16, Helenka Bryce for NAHA, and I'm not quite sure who made it in for Chicago, but looks like the officials are going to let them keep skating 5-on-5 here, despite the 2 girls being in the penalty box, kind of just giving them a timeout more or less as they were getting a little too rough. Bloomer, what a shot, near post. Top shelf, man, where Grandma keeps them cookies. What a shot. And she made something out of not a whole lot from that one. That's Bloomer, and Chicago has come racing back into the hockey game. We've got a lot of time left here, 9:15. NAHA looked completely in control of this one in the early going. And Chicago has steadily just kept on chugging. And it is now 4-3. This is getting exciting. Chicago looking to take down the league leaders. Now I mentioned NAHA only with 2 losses on the season. One did come to the Chicago team. That was back, however, on October 8th. And one could argue it's an entirely different season than it was at that time. But NAHA has been playing good hockey all year, so the fact that Chicago was able to beat them no matter when it was is an accomplishment. Of course, NAHA, the defending champions as well, and I believe 3 out of the 5 years, past 5 years, have lifted the trophy at the end of the U-19 season. NAHA maybe going through the motions a little bit too much here in the past couple periods. Chicago with a couple excellent goals. And I think the best of the bunch was that last one right there by Bloomer in blue. Well, we can mention Ann Bloomer as a smart player. She'll be playing hockey at Harvard. And, well, apparently not only does she have brains, she's got some skill, too, with that wrist shot that found the top shelf. I think it hit that top netting. The underside of the top netting. Just incredible placement, and that's pretty much where we're going to have to put it to beat Cami Cronish in net for NAHA. Bloomer, who got that last goal, one of the more prolific goal scorers here for Chicago. That's her 11th on the season. So under 8 minutes now left to go in the hockey game, 4-3. Chicago's battled all the way back, down 4 with 3 unanswered goals, even surviving a short period of 5-on-3 play. And Klitschko went down when nobody was out in front of the net for NAHA. Otherwise, they would have had a good opportunity. Another good opportunity comes knocking. But Klitschko closes the door, freezes the puck, and we'll have a face-off. So exciting stuff. We knew it would be a good matchup here to start our evening session here, day number 1 in Minneapolis. This one at Ritter Arena. And you got to wonder how the ladies feel about the different ice surfaces. At Mariucci Arena, very big. The Olympic size. This one a little bit smaller. And puck flips up over the board and into the stands. We'll have a face-off, and we'll see where the referees elect to do it. They will do it on the dot right outside the NAHA zone. .713, Shea Maloney winning the faceoff for Chicago. She's really come to life in the past 2 periods. So we didn't hear much from number 2 in that opening stanza. Ondrick got a player to her right. Right on the doorstep, pad save from Cronish. I think she was lucky that her pad was just left there as the puck was kind of just sitting on the doorstep. The Chicago players had already raced past, so nobody home to knock it in, but things are getting, this lead is getting very fragile for the North American Hockey Academy. Woodrich, though, one of the stars here for NAHA, the club from Stowe, Vermont, skating the length of the ice, centers it looking for Donnelly, and just out of the reach. I think Donnelly got caught puck watching a little bit, thought Woodrich was going to take it the whole way. Another run. Stick comes in, takes a deflection. I think it hit the netting. And yes, we'll have a stop. Boy, end-to-end action. 6 minutes to go.
Just remind everybody, I was just fixing the clock, and the clock had some problems, but it's all fixed now. They wondered why it kept going.
So 6:02 left to go. If you're wondering, we did have some issues with our clock, and I think it's all taken care of if you're wondering why it's going off and on. But just under 6 minutes to go here, 4-3, NAHA leading. They had a 4-0 lead, and Chicago, little by little, has chipped their way back into this one. Got one later on in the second period, and then 2 of them here in the third. And moments ago, got very, very close to tying it up. Kubicek tried to backhand flip it over to a teammate. Nothing doing. Bloomer here with the goal of the night so far. She'll wing it ahead. Puck kind of knuckles. But NAHA able to control it. This is Leah Marino. She gets attacked near center ice. And now NAHA gets a chance to play it. Deflected. Marino. Some back and forth. This one now playing out as evenly matched as I thought it would be coming into it. Good move, nifty move. And goes right into the leg of a NAHA defender. Shine's trying to find somebody. Fortunately, she'll find Leah Marino of the other team. Marino just sends a wrister in to try and test Klitschko, who hasn't seen anything for a few minutes. And Klitschko equal to that one. So only 4:39 now left to go for Chicago if they want to complete this improbable comeback effort. They got it to 4-2. Then all of a sudden a couple penalties went against them. NAHA got a 2-skater advantage, wasn't able to do anything with, in fact, gave Chicago kind of a gift right on back as they went into the penalty box. So Maloney now right in. And somehow that gets brushed away. Another backhand effort. That one was Ondrick. Shots on goal now sitting NAHA 36, Chicago 28. Chicago's picked up quite a few here in the third. And NAHA just kind of gets rid of it. And icing is called. Exciting action here. So we're starting to wind down our first day in Minneapolis for the JWHL here in the 2017-2018 season. It's North American Hockey Academy team, the defending champions, looking to do it again, sitting on top of the standings in the U-19 division. That pass a little too sharp for Ondrick. Maybe she meant to tip it ahead. Kaufman with the shot. Kronish there with the save. So went high up on her shoulder. Kaufman trying to pick out the corner. NAHA barely stays onside. Drop back. That's Bryce. Bryce with it. Backhand ahead. Now skating away from the goal is NAHA. Chicago tried to race up the other side. Can't do it. Bryce into the corner. Trickles out. And this could be interesting as Kubacek gets it. Odd rush. She's going to have to slow it down a little bit. Excellent patience. Finds Bloomer. But even better defense as Bryce got in the way. What awareness and patience on this pass from Kubacek, number 19. Chicago continues the pressure. So I thought she foolishly gave up the 2-on-1 opportunity, but she proved me wrong. Just looked to make the smarter play, but good on defense from NAHA to not let the shot through. 2.5 minutes left to go in the hockey game. Kept in. Center. Marino goes down, nothing called. Maloney tries to gather. Does. Bloomer doesn't make anybody miss. As the refs say, NAHA got the puck instead. Donnelly tries to saucer it forward. Can't do it. It's NAHA really just trying to hold on here. Minute 45 left to go. They're going to race down the other end. Be interesting to see if Chicago pulls the goalie. Might not get an opportunity as Donnelly got a wide open look in the slot. And I think it slid off her stick a little bit. Slid off the blade as she fanned on it. And there's a trip. And this might put a stamp on Chicago's comeback effort as they haven't touched the puck yet. This could be valuable for NAHA as they're able to hold on. Shot. Hit somebody, not killed off yet. Chicago still hasn't gathered. Here's one of the problems, though. 48 was taken down, and she's, I think, hurting a little bit. It's kept alive. Still not touched dead. Woodridge gets it, and there it'll go as the delayed penalty finally is called. 53 seconds left to go. And what was going to be tough for Chicago is now going to be made even tougher as Kaufman's going to be in the penalty box for the remainder of regular time. Kaufman, I don't think intended on tripping her. I think Kind of just got caught up in her stick. She did sort of drag it behind, though, and I think that's where the ref saw the call. Ref was sort of standing right there. Not surprised to see the whistle. We'll see what NAHA elects to do here. I think they'll be a little conservative, although they're skating in, trying to get the game winner. It shows what I know. It's a good opportunity to close the door on this one. Worked around a little bit. 30 seconds left to go now. Chicago's going to have to keep control of that one. And unable to do so. NAHA is going to get real conservative. 12 seconds now. Two seconds. And so there it is. NAHA able to survive the late pressure and the late comeback from Chicago. They will take this one 4-3. They beat Chicago here in the first game of our evening session here on Friday night from Ritter Arena. And that will be the North American Hockey Academy's first win here. They got the tie earlier today, but get back into the win column, and the point leaders add to their point total. Chicago fought back valiantly, but come up a little bit short. And they will lose their second game of 2 here after falling to Boston earlier today. Well, that was the first game of our evening session. Got 2 more for you here from Ritter Arena tonight. So once again, final here, 4-3. It's JWHL hockey right here.